The baseball world is losing its mind right now over a single dinner photo, and honestly, you can't blame them. Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Muntaka Murakami just grabbed dinner together in Japan, and the internet exploded with 4.8 million views on one tweet alone. This wasn't some secret meeting either. Kensuke Kondo posted it publicly on Instagram, which means this wasn't an accident. The Dodgers are doing what they always do, leveraging their Japanese stars to recruit the best international talent available. And the rest of baseball is furious because they know exactly where this is heading. Let's be clear about what's happening here. Murakami is the top Japanese free agent outside of MLB right now, and he's been linked to teams like the Mets, Red Sox, Rangers, Diamondbacks, and Pirates, according to Jeff Possen's list. Notice who's not on that list. The Dodgers. But here we are watching Yamamoto, fresh off winning a World Series with Los Angeles, sitting down with Murakami for dinner while the baseball world watches. This is the same playbook the Dodgers ran with Shohei Ohtani. They don't need to be on the public lists because they do their recruiting behind the scenes, using relationships and influence that other teams can't match. The reaction from fans and analysts has been predictable. People are angry because they know the Dodgers have an unfair advantage. You got Ohtani, Yamamoto, and now potentially guys like Roki Sasaki all connected to Los Angeles because the organization has built an entire infrastructure around making Japanese players comfortable. They have translators, support staff, familiar faces in the clubhouse, and most importantly, they have players who already went through the transition and can vouch for the experience. When Murakami sits down with Yamamoto, he's not just getting a free meal. He's getting firsthand insight into what it's like to win a World Series with the Dodgers, what the clubhouse culture is like, and why Los Angeles should be his choice. But here is where it gets complicated. Where does Murakami actually fit on the Dodgers roster? Freddie Freeman is locked in at first base. Max Muncy is at third. Shohei Ohtani occupies the DH spot when he's not pitching. Murakami primarily plays first and third with only 3 career games in the outfield back in 2025. The Dodgers need outfield help, but they're not going to sign Murakami as an outfielder. So where does he play? Do they move Muncy? Do they platoon Murakami at first and DH? Do they get creative with defensive alignments? The fit isn't perfect, which is probably the only reason this hasn't already been a done deal. But when you look at what Murakami brings offensively, it's hard to ignore. He's a power hitter who can also make contact when healthy. The concern is his 2025 season, where his contact rate against good velocity dropped to 63% and his splits against secondary pitches fell below 50%. But Murakami was dealing with injuries last year, and when you look at his previous seasons, the bat was elite. He can hit for power, he can hit for contact, and he's only going to get better in an environment like the Dodgers, where player development is a priority. One anonymous Pacific Rim scout compared Murakami's potential MLB production to either Kyle Schwarber or Joey Gallo, which tells you everything about the risk-reward profile. If he becomes Schwarber, you've got a middle-of-the-order bat who can change games with power. If he becomes Gallo, you've got a guy who strikes out too much and doesn't provide enough offensive value to justify the roster spot. The strikeouts are going to be there no matter what. The question is whether the home run damage makes it worth it. The Dodgers have proven they can develop players and adjust approaches. If they believe Murakami's swing translates and they can coach him through the secondary pitch issues, this becomes a no-brainer. He's young, he's talented, and he fits the offensive profile of what Los Angeles wants. Even if the defensive fit is awkward, the Dodgers have shown they're willing to get creative with roster construction. They'll figure out where to play him if they believe the bat is real. Now let's talk about what else is happening behind the scenes, because this dinner wasn't the only interesting development. Dave Roberts just returned to Okinawa, his hometown, fresh off winning the World Series. The timing is suspicious. All the NPB free agents are posted right now. Conversations are happening across the league. And you are telling me Dave Roberts just happened to take a personal trip back to Japan at the exact moment when the Dodgers are trying to recruit Japanese players? Come on, this is orchestrated. Roberts is probably meeting with agents, talking to players, doing exactly what the Dodgers do best, which is leverage every possible advantage to sign elite talent. You've got Ohtani, Yamamoto, potentially Roki Sasaki, and now Roberts back in Japan. The Dodgers are running a full court press on the Japanese free agent market, and Tay here is nothing anyone can do to stop it. Other teams are furious because they know they can't compete. The Mets have money, the Red Sox have history, the Rangers have a World Series pedigree. But none of them have what the Dodgers have, which is a clubhouse full of Japanese stars who can personally recruit on their behalf. That's what makes this dinner so significant. It's not just two friends hanging out. It's Yamamoto selling Murakami on the Dodgers without the front office having to say a word. He's telling him about winning the World Series in his first season. He's telling him about the culture, the coaching, the support system. He's answering every question Murakami has about what it's like to make the jump from NPB to MLB, and do it in Los Angeles specifically. That's more powerful than any contract negotiation or sales pitch a general manager could give. The other teams on Passan's list don't have that advantage. The Mets can throw money at Murakami, but they can't offer him teammates who understand his background. The Red Sox can pitch their history, but they can't promise the same level of organizational support. The Dodgers are operating on a completely different level, and this dinner is proof of it. So will Murakami sign with the Dodgers? It's still uncertain because the fit isn't perfect, and there are legitimate questions about where he plays and whether his bat translates. But if you are betting on this, you have to put the Dodgers as favorites. They have the infrastructure, they have the relationships, they have the money, and they have the track record of making Japanese players feel comfortable and successful. Murakami, sitting down with Yamamoto, might not guarantee he signs with Los Angeles, but it sure as hell increases the odds the rest of baseball is watching this happen in real time, and they're powerless to stop it. The Dodgers are doing exactly what everyone knew they would do, which is leverage their Japanese stars to recruit more Japanese stars can match. This dinner wasn't just two friends catching up. It was the Dodgers making their move, and the baseball world is furious because they know what's coming next. Drop your thoughts below, because if Murakami ends up in Los Angeles, this offseason just became even more unfair for everyone else.